Chapter 63. Spyro, one question. Flame next to dragged sword high out over the trees. How do you know where we're going? The guardians had been flying up for about 3 hours straight. They were still tired from the previous days, but really pushed on nonetheless. Spyro had explained to them about his dream and that they needed to investigate this new place right away before we returned to Warfang. The other dragons had seemed rather numb to the whole idea. The loss of their fellow guardian weighed heavily on their shoulders. The poor dragon felt guilty about asking for such a favor, but they knew they would understand. After all, they were friends and guardians with a strong sense of duty, just like they had all been taught. I don't, Spyro replied plainly. All I know is that this was the direction I was going in my dream, and it led me all the way to this mountain range I've never been to before. And there you have it, folks, Spyro spoke to his brother, straight from the dragon's mouth. The remark was only met with half-hearted smiles. Spyro sighed when he realized his attempt to turn the group up had failed. The dragons flew on a little longer before Candace broke the silence. I've been thinking, Spyro. She flew up close to the Pearl Dragon Cinder. What do you do when you lose all your powers? I assume you only have your lightning breath, right? What's our plan of action when you lose that too? Spyro and Cinder stared at each other. What about our power of convexity? Spyro asked. Can you lose that too? I don't know. Spyro shook his head. I haven't had time to think that far ahead. Candace gave him a long hard stare. I see. She muttered, drifted back next to Stella. Cinder watched the ice dragon for a moment before turning back to Spyro. You know, she has a point. What are we going to do? And more importantly, what's Malfoy going to do? Do you think he actually survived that eruption? So Spyro raised his skeptical brow. I don't want to put it past him, Sparks answered. That guy's hard to get rid of than those fools you keep running into. I had to agree with Sparks on this one, Cinder nodded. Each time we tried to defeat the Dark Master, he's come back at us more vengeance than last time. It's like the longer he's around, the more powerful he gets. I wonder how he does it. Spyro scratched his chin curiously. I'm glad I'm not the only one who knows it, but it's still troubling to us. If he's getting stronger, then my powers would make him nearly invincible. As if that's ever changed. Spike rolled his eyes. Do you think it will be safe where we're going? Cinder threw her head ahead of them. Elf is just going to keep following us until he either has your power or kills you. Spyro and Sparks watched the dragons hung her head sadly. And I can't bear to lose you, Spyro. She glanced over her shoulder at Candace, who just stared straight ahead. To find the ice dragon's eyes seemed so dim they might die at any moment. Her expression was so blank it was impossible to tell what she was thinking about. Don't worry yourself, Cinder, Spyro assured her. As long as I have you and Sparks with me, we'll protect each other. Hey, I don't need protection, Sparks pointed out. The bodies go after you guys more than me anyways. If anyone needs protection, it's you two. Oh, brother, Cinder rolled her eyes. As they continued their conversation, Stella pushed forward until she was next to Candace. How are you holding up? Candace barely glanced in her direction. All things considered, I'm just peachy. I wish there was something I could say or do to make you feel better, Candace. Don't trouble yourself with it. Candace turned and saw that she was crying. I can't do a thing about the past, but I can make steps to improve the future. That was a bit surprised for her determined words, but something in the Ice Guardian's voice struck a note of fear in her heart. After a moment of silence, she spoke again. What are you going to do? Candace only sighed. I wouldn't want Tremor seeking revenge against someone who wronged him. And it would be fair to be a hypocrite by seeking revenge on Malfoy and Leon. She turned to look at the lion dragons, and her eyes grew wide with frosty energy. But when the time comes, I will show them no mercy. Stella swallowed hard, but continued to stare her friend in the eye. Just do me a favor. Don't lose yourself to the darkness. Okay? Candace stared at her for a long tense moment. Alright, she sighed. That's my girl. Stella smiled and brushed the dragons with the tail of her wing before falling back behind the group. Candace just kept her stare on the horizon ahead. No promises, she muttered to herself. Several more hours of flying passed in silence for the dragons. They had all stopped to eat and get some water at a couple of lakes along the way. But Spyro had insisted they keep moving. We'll keep going till the sun sets, and then we can rest for the night, he promised. No one complained. They were all too numb from the loss of their fellow guardian to care much about anything else. Up ahead, Spyro spotted the faint outline of the mountains in the distance. Hey, Spyro, I think I see them, he called and pointed ahead of them. Is that the same range? Cinder asked, screaming into the distant fog. Yeah, Spyro nodded. I didn't think we'd reach them this quickly. Who cares? Spyro shrugged. Spyro, Flynn called as he never caught up to them. If that's the range you're talking about, then I would suggest we stop and rest before we head to the mountains. We don't know how much shadow food is around them, so we should load up beforehand. I agree. Spyro nodded. We'll get a little rest before making camp. Suddenly there was a loud crack from below. The guardians all turned their attention toward the ground. The trees collapsed before spreading out in a wide radius. The dragon's eyes widened as they recognized what was about to hit. Incoming! He started shouting a warning as the ground froze over. The frozen turf of the forest used to be cracked, as suddenly a menacing roar cut through the air. Dark magic burst from beneath the ice and catapulted jagged shards of ice up at the dragons. Spyro curled himself around Cinder and Sparks and tried to form a barrier of earth around him. Spyro! Cinder cried as she realized what he was trying to do. She held onto him and Sparks as a barrier of confetti surrounded them. Flame and Ember both unleashed a wave of fire, destroying the slabs of fire that impaled them. Look out! Candace wrapped herself around Stella and afraid the fall of ice around them. Stella closed her eyes tight and listened to sounds of ice smashing against ice. All at once there was a loud crash and Candace jerked. When Stella opened her eyes, she saw Candace dripping onto her arm. Candace? The lion dragoness looked out to see a pair of spikes and penetrated Candace's defensive fall and had lodged themselves into her left shoulder and thigh. After it had almost made through and left the dragoness with a small laceration across her forehead next to her large horn. I'm alright, the ice guardian replied, a bit shaken from the sudden strike. She smashed the barrier with her tail, sending a shower of spikes down on the wolves below. The mutants growled and smashed the sharks with their barbaric weapons. That was totally our move, Flame snapped, which means someone had to have copied it. Candace released Stella and narrowed her eyes at the wolves. It was then her eyes locked on Snarl. With a cry of hate and anguish, Candace dove towards the wolves. No! Candace, wait! Stella cried, but another sound grabbed her attention. A roar came from above, and then a shower of dark lightning rained down on them. Flame and Embers were struck, but the bolts bounced off Cinder's confetti shield. Flame! Ember! Stella wailed as the two fire blades fell towards the ground. She dove out of them as the ball of lightning nearly missed her. Another bolt shot toward the ground just in front of her, causing darkness to back into the forward getting hit. From out the clouds, a swarm of black dragons descended upon them. The fastest struck Stella like a mass of bricks. The blow knocked the guardian unconscious before she was driven to the ground. I'll kill you! Candace shrieked, her eyes white with frozen rage. The mutant wolves unleashed waves of lightning and ice blades as she charged them head on. The ice guardian breathed a massive cloud of ice across the ground, freezing them into place for the few seconds she needed. Candace beat her wings once and shot like a missile towards the Alpha. Stone was frozen in place like the others and was wide open to attack. Candace charged up a blast of pure energy as she closed in on him. It was then that the two combatants locked eyes. Snow's eyes smiled and Candace's grew wide. She tried to change course, but she was too far committed. With a loud howl, Snow burst free. The Alpha swung a thick, muscle-bound arm, clipping the dragoness and catching her inside the head with his claws. Candace spun head over heels before hitting the ground with crushing force. She skidded and bounced along the frozen earth before a rock burst off the ground. The dragon stunned to the rock and lay still. What the hell was that? Spike yelled as the black dragons swarmed around them, making it almost impossible to see past the masses of bodies. Spyro, we have to do something! Cinder shouted. Those wolves will kill them! I know, Spyro shot back. Spark, stay close to me. The dragonfly didn't argue. He hugged his brother as he hurled in the ball and began to shake. Cinder saw what was about to happen and moved in closer as well. She grabbed Sparrow's paw and did her best to help channel her into him as well. Bolts of lightning cracked around the two dragons and the bear expanded. The screech of the crackling lightning hurt the wolves' ears. They began to howl in agony and fell to their knees. For a brief moment, the black dragons were distracted by the wolves below. Now! Cinder shouted as she felt their fly pants over and wave in the wind. Spyro let loose a roar and lightning burst from his body. Cinder felt the power inside her surge from her body as the sky was filled with electricity. She let out a scream as the power seemed to be ripped from her very body. Spyro's roar turned to a cry of torment. His eyes went wide as he began to lose control of his lightning ability. The black dragons scattered, doing their best to dodge the stray bolts that shot in between them. Cinder's body was the first to fall, and a moment later Spyro began to plunge towards the ground. Cinder, he whispered as he saw the ground rush at him. What happened? He felt unconscious just before the moment of impact. No. Spyro. Cinder. Candace watched as the bodies of her friends hit the ground. She was about to try and get to her feet when a shadow loomed over her. The dragon turned her head to see Snarl staring down at her with a wicked grin spread across his muzzle. He raised his foot and brought it crashing down on top of her head. From out of the woods stepped Leon. The black dragon wore an enraged look on his face as he walked over to Spyro's center. His shadow spread and a mouthful appeared overhead. The dark master gave an evil laugh that echoed across the treetops.